Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
Corruption is a vile disease that sucks and drains the health out of something good. Corruption in society is an evil moral infection that keeps community in the state of perpetual sickness. Corruption is a moral virus. It's so potent, it leaves its host sick, lethargic, and unable to realize and accomplish all that a well person can. Where corruption thrives, poverty and not prosperity thrives. Wealth is grabbed into the greedy, grubby hands of those who get fat on the toil and labor of good people. Corruption benefits, only temporarily, those who participate in it. Everyone else is a victim of the theft, the deceit, the dishonesty, and the lies that corruption feeds on. You need to know that a corrupt person is stealing from you. Corruption is filthy work and despicable acts of treachery done under the table and behind closed doors. Corruption is a disgusting shame. Corruption keeps a nation back from true development and from progress. Wise investors steer clear of a corrupt environment. They would rather put their resources into a place where the playing field of opportunity is equal for all and not bent towards feeding the financial lust of corrupt, lying, cheating, thieving politicians and government officials. How many wonderful development projects have been lost because the investors didn't want to do business in a swamp of evil? When those great projects go to another nation or to some other place, we all lose. Believe me when I tell you that corruption steals from you, it steals from all of us. Corruption plunders the nation's wealth. Corrupt people compromise on truth, equity, and fairness, choosing instead to feed off the short-term benefits of crookedness, exploitation, and financial perversion. Corruption is not just a personal matter, it's a culture. It's a way of life, not just for individual people, but for companies, communities, governments, and nations. Corrupt nations, hiding behind large companies, will seek to invest in other weak nations in order to take over the assets of the nation that they've invested into. They will provide financial loans to a nation for the much-needed infrastructure, and they will do it with assets that they provide. They will sign contracts by lining the pockets of rotten government officials who participate in this kind of corruption and are then held hostage by their own deceit and greed. Corruption is nothing less than a form of theft and national robbery. A corrupt person steals.
Ghetto, run, keep going on, let's process. For children of Israel do really love rights. So just try and I say watch a man around Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace. What wrong is going on? Hey, oh, we gotta bust down Babylon walls. Prepare and read the way. Prepare and read the way for jumping. Let's go. Fight down, war cry. Fight down. Listen, Rastafari. War and cry. And do that righteousness. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. And we love away again. Listen.
Yeah.
Just as I and I say, watch him man, I run Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel. I should never hold thy peace, but we penalize. Hey, oh, night. We gonna bust down Babylon gates. Prepare the way. Prepare the way for Rastafari. Fight down war and fight. Fight down war and fight. Rastafari, war and fight. And build up righteousness. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. Rastafari. Preserve all. And we love Jah. Me love Jah. Me love Jah. Rastafari. Preserve all. Me love Jah. Rastafari. Yeah, the next song is going to be the last song for tonight. And then DJ Twink.
Good morning and welcome to Geopolitics versus Survival. Morning and welcome. This morning is a focus on the latest geopolitical development in what they call the zone of peace. Because I have been for a few years talking to you about exactly this geopolitical tension that is coming to Jamaica and the region. I feel I must continue to keep you informed at the moment. And given the new development with Jamaica and Cuba on the oil embargo and Trump's threat for sanctions, it's something that we must watch closely. It is something a lot of us don't agree with. It is something a lot of people agree with. It is something some people are saying Andrew have no space to riddle room at the moment. He's just in a tight position. But isn't the world bigger than a failing America? Tied our country to a pedophile incest country, pedophile president, and all that jazz. Let's see where the world is going. Morning, everyone. To my community of party and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls, good morning. Good afternoon. If you're on the UK timeline, welcome. Like and share the live, please. Now, housekeeping issues. I never show Gleaner Observer say we don't have to always follow them when it comes to news. We can write our own news article and put them out as well. Alrighty? So Facebook, I don't know my various Facebook pages are only for them. Just keep up with them because in the information war, you have to have only per tool. You can't go war with less tool. So Facebook will be where I'll be putting out my print articles. I've put out a couple already on the geopolitical issue unfolding at the moment, the great energy divide, the Kingston pivot, why the PNP are so silent. I've also put out one on the Melissa Silvera challenging the handling, the legal handling of the Melissa Silvera issue. I am asking you to make sure you follow my Facebook page and read those articles and interact with them. Because on the Cuba issue, I'm going to read two articles for you this morning, one from the Gleaner and one from the Observer. One from the Gleaner and one from the Observer. And see how mainstream media, whether it be Donald Trump tell them or Andrew tell them, you cannot write about the Cuban issue. And we're going to call on many world leaders this morning to support Cuba and not to let Cuba fall to a U.S. tyrant. How do everybody? Morning and welcome. So I encourage you all to follow my Facebook page and to read the articles which I'll be publishing on my pages ongoing. And a gleaner and something they alone can't tell lie. Anybody can tell lie these days. All right? And a gleaner and observer alone can write article put out. Global TV is a media organization, and we have broadcasting like what we're doing now, and Facebook is our print and graphics media. So, alrighty, make sure to follow my Facebook page and make sure you all read the articles that I am putting out on my Facebook page so you keep in the know of things. Alrighty? Mr. Uptown, good morning. Sheena Kelly, Laverne, Lynette Jenkins, Paul Johnson, good morning. Colleen, Guilfoyle, Guilfoyle Allison, morning. Evan Miller, Pamela Akola, is it Tum Miller? Good morning. Barbara Simpson, good morning. Althea, Colin, Abinasar Cody. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. So make sure to follow my Facebook page and know them. Global TV, the Forbes, Global TV, and the Antonio GTV. I should know all of my page and by now. Violet Watson, good morning. But follow my Facebook page so you can keep up with the readings. That's where I'll be putting out whatever sources that you need to read and keep you abreast of the issues. When you call Kevin Blake, if you know, we have something to ask him. Cuba, for decades, during the colonial era, when Africa was fighting for its independence, right across from south to west, everywhere Cuba, south, north, east, west, everywhere Cuba could assist Ransford Smith, morning. Everywhere and anyhow, Cuba could have assisted all the various African countries during the colonial era and the fight for not so independence. Cuba had lent its support far and wide. So we're calling on Africa this morning, particularly South Africa, Botswana, Namibia, Ghana, all of these countries. We are calling on you to make sure Cuba does not collapse, that Cuba does not fall into the energy crisis that Donald Trump is enforcing on them. We're calling on North Korea. We're calling on China. We're calling on Russia. We're calling on Iran. Do not make an ally fall. Because a few years ago, I've been telling you that Andrew Holness was given an ultimatum. And at the same time, when I say Maxine Waters They are quarrel over the man. When the Ukraine-Russia war start and the sanctions start on Russia and the mining where Russia did involve in Jamaica, them sell it out to China. And remember Maxine Waters, I'm going to try and pull back that video. I can't keep forgetting to do it. That they're coming back for that. Then Jamaica, under the Biden administration, gave the ultimatum to Andrew Holness. You have 2 years. I don't know, I've been telling you this from 2003, early 2004. You have 2 years to roll back China investment, or we will take back control of Jamaica. It is plain now, with all of what we see going on. Since Donald Trump came into power, they gave a directive to send home the Cuban health official. That was done. Now, economic ties cut with Cuba. That is now being done. I'm not saying Andrew Holness doesn't have difficult decision to make. But are you going to continue to make decision? Debbie Jervis, how are you? Good morning, welcome. Are you going to continue to make decision that only benefits America? Because none of what America is enforcing upon us, that Andrew Holness is accepting in silence without a word to the Jamaican people, is not beneficial for Jamaica. And it won't be beneficial for Jamaica if we continue to submit Jamaica to America's will. America is not the only trading partner in the world. But I'm going to read. Let me go to the, see if I rush through these two articles, these two Gleaner and Sinting there, because if we want to show them how the mainstream media, wicked and lie, they've been writing, but everybody afraid to deal with the issue. Well, we're going to make one know, say, and also new media behave. New media now go sit down and hide from the issues. I want to send them two articles to this morning. New media is not going to sit down and hide from the issues. Uno refuse to write about. Uno refuse to talk about it. Media is no longer independent. Which phone me send this something to? What's on the globalist, me? I forward to an article to myself this morning, but me don't know our phone. Me do it from me see. Bear with me. This silence by Jamaica's so-called media corporation, the Easy Jerk. Well, go on, bro. This silence by Jamaican media corporations, and when people talk, them try to put we down like we're all not doing something. Yes, I think I find them. Right, let's look at the Observer first. And this article was put out on the 6th yesterday, given that the oil embargo are going for days now. The oil embargo has been going on for days now. Hear what the headline is. Cuba adopt urgent measure to address energy crisis. This is in the Observer, the labor right paper. The Cuban government on Friday announced urgent measures to address a crippling energy crisis worsened by the US sanction, including the adoption of a 4-day work week for state-owned companies and fuel sale restriction. Deputy Prime Minister Oscar Perez Olivia Farag blamed Washington for the crisis, telling Cuban television that government would implement a series of decisions, first and foremost to guarantee the vitality of our country and essential service without giving up on development. Fuel will be used to protect essential services for the population and indispensable economic activities, he said. Among the new measures, are the reduction of working week in state-owned companies to 4 days from Monday to Thursday, restriction on fuel sale, a reduction in bus and train services between provinces, and the closure of certain tourist establishments. School days will also be made shorter, and universities will reduce the requirement for in-person attendance. These measures are intended to save fuel in order to promote food and electricity production and enable preservation of fundamental activities and generate foreign currencies, said President Perez. The island's 9.6 million inhabitants on the U.S. embargo since 1962 had been married in a severe economic crisis for 6 years. Washington has increased pressure on the communist government in the recent weeks. The United States cut off oil delivery from Havana, key ally Venezuela, following its ousting of President Nicolas Maduro early January. U.S. President Donald Trump also signed an executive order last week allowing his country to impose tariff on countries selling oil to Cuba. Trump said Mexico, which had been supplying Cuba with oil since 2023, would stop doing so under threat of U.S. tariff. The oil shortage have threatened to plunge Cuba into complete darkness, with power plants struggling to keep the lights on. Washington has long sought to overthrow the weakened communist-led Cuba. Havana accused Washington of wanting to strangle the island economy, where power cuts and fuel shortage already recurrent in recent years have become even more acute. This week, the Cuban president said the country was willing to hold talks with the United States, but not under pressure. He said any talks must take place from a position of equals, which is what international law dictates, with respect for our sovereignty, our independence, and self-determination, without interference in our internal affairs. Not one word. This article was written by Observer yesterday. Not one word about Jamaica enforcing Hmm? Not one word about Jamaica enforcing an oil embargo on Cuba. The Jamaica reader, if it's not for the Havana Papers or other countries in the Caribbean writing about it, from the Jamaica press, reading those articles they put out yesterday, you would be none the wiser of the recent development in the region. Hmm? You would have been none the wiser. But me not ever go read the Gleaner article. Me I go read one of my article and leave the Gleaner alone. But the Gleaner have an article as well. Both of them, me see when this Elizabeth woman, the 7th, for them article published this morning. Elizabeth Morgan is the writer for that article. The title is Tariff. No, it published on Friday, sorry. No, Wednesday the 4th. By then, the tariff war, the Jamaica sent back the Cuban ship already. And not one mention of Jamaica enforcement of the embargo. None of them chose to talk about, but let me leave them. These people are all wicked. But I only hope the countries that Cuba stand up and serve loyally, supported rather, loyally all of these years. I hope these countries stand behind Cuba. I hope these countries stand behind Cuba. 1 second, globalist. Okay, bear with me. I'm going to read one of my articles for you. The title is The Great Energy Divide. What and why Jamaica refused to sell gas to Cuba. In the turquoise water of the Caribbean, a new kind of Cold War is simmering. Not one fought with ideology, but with pipelines and fuel shipment. Despite their geographical proximity and shared history, Jamaica and Cuba find themselves on opposite sides of a deepening energy rift. While Cuba grappled with the most severe power crisis in decades, Jamaica is now a regional leader in liquefied natural gas. Has notably obtained from providing gas to its neighbors. The refusal is a matter of regional animosity, but rather the result of complex web of U.S. sanction, geopolitical alliances, and the global resource war between Washington and Beijing. The shadow of Washington. The primary obstacle preventing a Jamaica to Cuba gas bridge is the United States maximum pressure campaign against Cuba. Jamaica energy revolution over the last decade have been built almost entirely on American technology and US source LNG, liquefied natural gas. For Kingston, the stake of defying the US embargo is existential. You can't pronounce the word. Under the Helms-Burton Act, the various secondary sanction, any any Jamaican entities, be it government body or private utilities that sell fuel or provide energy infrastructure to Cuba, risk being blackmailed from the US financial system. Given that Jamaica economy is deeply integrated with the US through tourism, remittance, and trade, the risk of draconian from the US sanction makes selling gas to Cuba a financial impossibility for Jamaica, for the Jamaican government, rather. The China factor. The situation is further complicated by the resource war between the US and China. Beijing has become critical lifeline for Cuba, offering technical assistance and credit for energy projects that the West refused to touch. From Washington perspective, any energy cooperation between Caribbean nations and Cuba is seen as a backdoor for China influence in the Western Hemisphere. Jamaica, while maintaining a pragmatic relationship with China for road construction and infrastructure, has carefully aligned its energy sector with the US-led energy security initiative by choosing US LNG over other sources. Jamaica has secured its own energy future by effectively signed into a regional strategy that isolates Cuba. Providing gas to Havana would be seen by Washington as breaking the energy shield designed to keep China backed Cuba energy needs at bay. China backed Cuban energy need at bay, logistic and infrastructure. Beyond the high levels politics, there is a stark technical reality. The two nations are running on different operating systems. Jamaica has invested heavily in LNG regasification terminal and modern gas to power plant designed by American firm like New Forest Energy. Cuba Grid, meanwhile, remain largely dependent on heavy fuel oil and aging Soviet era plant, though it is desperately trying to pivot to gas with China help. Because Jamaica gas supply is tied to strict under-use certificate from the US supplier, Kingston does not actually have legal right to export that gas to a third-party country under US sanction, even if political will exists. The lack of interconnected pipeline and legal handcuffs placed on Jamaica energy firm by their American supplier make the transition a logistical non-starter. Just the final bit. A fragmented Caribbean. The refusal to sell gas highlight a painful truth for Caribbean region integration often take a backseat to superpower interests. While organizations like CARICOM advocate for regional energy independence, the reality is a fragmented market. Jamaica's refusal is a survival tactics, a choice to protect its own economic stability and its relationship with the US over regional solidarity. As long as the Caribbean remains the front line for the US-China resource war, the short distance between Kingston and Havana will remain a vast geopolitical challenge. For now, Jamaica will continue power its grid with American gas, while Cuba look towards the east, leaving the dream of unfiltered Caribbean energy market a casualty of global competition. That's it. So I have quite a few articles on there, so you can support me by reading them. However, what we see our country getting involved in, it might be said it's a strategic decision for Andrew Holness to protect the Jamaica economy. But for how long though? Because all of these relationships that Donald Trump going around breaking up, when Donald Trump goes in the next 3 years, if not sooner, all of these fragmentation within the Caribbean and whichever of the 10 different zones Donald Trump making war them are in contention, they still exist, and they will be a burden to not only our economy but our relationship within the region. It is important for us to continue, even without the answers, question the government. We never elect Andrew Holness for Andrew Holness get up and make decisions on him own. Marco Rubio came to Jamaica. Marco Rubio, Undersecretary, came to Jamaica. Pete Heggis, Undersecretary, came to Jamaica. And Andrew Holness have no discussion with the people of Jamaica, but has just taken a decision on behalf of the Jamaica people. We are the new chessboard. Our zone is the new chessboard for geopolitical warfare. They don't really need to use bomb liquid on, they can just use rain and water. And we siphon the rain and water liquid on. America step in and take over full-fledged. Andrew Holness silence. We cannot get a word out of Andrew Holness. And Andrew Holness just make decision left, right, and center. So that is putting us at risk. And make sure, say, we have to take dearer gas with the US them as opposed to the cheaper gas what we dare get with Venezuela. Make sure, say, we have we health care lacking because Trump gave an order to send home our Cuban health professional, and that was done. These things are not benefiting Jamaica. Why we don't think we should question Andrew when we never elect Andrew as a country and as a people to make decisions on behalf of Donald Trump? Because all of these decisions that Andrew Holness make, they are on behalf of Donald Trump. They serve no purpose for the people of Jamaica. Because since he order the nurses and the Cuban health professionals to go home, We see Tufton fly up and down pan plane. Philippines, Ghana, Nigeria, India, all about. Same a look staff. You see how much it costs we? And all now we not see or hear about the start the health professional them yet. Hmm? Do you see how much it already costs we? When Donald Trump says send home the health professional and Tufton run up and down all over the world. Which nurse anywhere other than Jamaica, you think I come to Jamaica can take where Jamaica nurse I get and can survive on it? Hmm? These decisions are not benefiting the people of Jamaica. But the opposition, one of my articles about Mark Golding's silence as well. Because Mark Golding are going like nothing happening in the country. Mark Golding are going like nothing happening in the region. Mark Golding look like we elect him for Ungo campaign for vote. Mark Golding don't have a voice pan nothing. Mark Golding don't have a voice and our opinion pan nothing. The PNP don't have a policy or an opposition to nothing that is going on. Even if the PNP are going to take the same position where Andrew take with Cuba as a social democracy ally, you mean the PNP them can't say anything? You mean the PNP them can't even call upon Andrew? And the PNP them can't even call upon Andrew to answer certain questions? Even if Andrew not answer them, no mean PNP don't feel highlight them. Why is the PNP so silent? Look how much are going on in the country. I mean, from January start, we in the media fraternity busy till we can't get time for rest. Never mind the Epstein file them with job where people can come off of the DOJ website. Nobody's asking anything. Everybody just gone to sleep. Everybody just gone into silence. And as we mentioned the Epstein file, let's just hop over to Epstein a bit. This is something that Jamaicans need to question as well. This evolutionary biologist, Robert Traverse, or whatever his name, on a Jamaica one was to the scientific research. What Jamaica people ought to be asking, who was Robert Traverse and Jeffrey Epstein contact in Jamaica? Jamaica should be investigating Puma, whatever contacts and deal them have with Puma, Nike, Adidas, and all of these people who were mentioned in the email to fund the research. We athlete them. Question need to be asked if they knew, if they were told. But everybody's so silent. This is how medical experiment. This is how medical experiment have always been running on us without our knowledge. But somebody okay them, somebody sign up to them, somebody get paid, somebody a benefit.
Do you mean Epstein was part of studying and exploiting the bodies of Nigerian women because they are better designed for reproduction? What?
I haven't seen anyone discuss the part of the Epstein files where he's writing to evolutionary biologist Robert Trivers about studying the bodies of Nigerian women because they are better designed for reproduction. He talks about the lumbar, the arch of their back into their behind, and how the curve of their hips is ideal for reproduction. And they casually discuss getting access to Nigerian women to x-ray them. They talk about a 14-year study they completed in Jamaica on the legs and knees of the best Jamaican athletes and runners. I have not seen that discussed. And what I'm concerned about is what we're going to find out about how they were accessing Black bodies Whether there was consent, likely not, as we can anticipate. How Bill Gates and his access and ownership of medical facilities probably provided access to Black bodies. Tuskegee experiment, these types of behaviors have not ended. And yeah, what? No one's talking.
Be angry, be enraged, but you better start asking the critical question. How do these racist, eugenics, white supremacist freaks get access to Black bodies on the African continent and in the Caribbean? They come bearing gifts with their initiators, just like their wicked, evil ancestors, and it's right under the noses of the people. This $5.1 billion MOU signed between America and Nigeria in December 2025 is a perfect example. The purpose is to advance the America First global health strategy. We all know that America First is white people first. This stumbling human corpse, Tinubu sold these people to be exploited.
Bear with.
Christian populations from extremist violence. Can you see how they weaponize the rhetoric of Christian genocide to get access to Black bodies? Huh? So what's going to happen to the Muslim population who are also being genocided by the same extremist violence? And what do you mean the MOU is based on Christian faith-based healthcare providers? When the hell did healthcare become dependent on freaking religion? And how the hell do you trust America with its history? You mean the America that withheld treatment from 400 Black men to study how syphilis would progress? You mean the America that stole the cells of Henrietta Lacks, which revolutionized medicine and which white America is still profiting off to date? You mean the America that exploited the bodies of living enslaved Black women like Anaka? Hey, Jesus. Now ask yourself why they are obsessed with the bodies of Nigerian women. Nigeria alone, the most populous nation in Africa, gives birth to more children per year than all of Europe, including all of Russia. They are afraid of us. They're afraid of Black populations, Black genetics, God-given land riches and mineral resources, all of which they do not have. Remember their great replacement theory? What they don't have, they fear. What they fear, they destroy. What they can't destroy, they control.
This is something that you must be asking question about. How far in Jamaica this research goes? There are still more documents to be released. There are still millions of pages to be released. Don't you want to know what experiment have been carried out on us? And who in Jamaica are the contacts of all of these people who are doing these research? Don't you think our athletes should say something? I make everybody quiet, so. Don't let everybody fall asleep by me. Nobody not talk. Everybody is in fear because this is the great America, which everybody want visa figure. In the UK, me live, they can dash me out. If they want, if they please, I'm not going to stop talking. I'm not going to stop talking. If we get hold over a cliff by visas, if we get hold over a cliff over borrowing, because the ongoing economic support we get from America is being indebted to America constantly. That's why America put Jamaica, whole Andrew, and give him a $6.7 billion US debt the other day. Because US want to lock Jamaica in a whole Jamaica at ransom. Jamaica can't shift, Jamaica can't speak. Andrew Holness made those decisions on his own, without any knowledge of the people of Jamaica or any involvement. I don't even know how much Andrew Holness' cabinet knows. Right now, all of these decisions Andrew Holness making, I don't know how much Andrew cabinet is involved. Andrew just sit down with the Americans, and if the Americans said jump over the cliff, the whole of Europe depend their knee to China, and Jamaica still follow America over the cliff. You ever see something go so? The big powers, the big power, UK, France, Canada, is looking towards China. And Jamaica follow America. We're indebted to China. Jamaica follow America. We're indebted to China. Jamaica follow America. America will not make nothing again. America only having bombed them to intimidate people. America sanctions don't work again. It never worked on Russia, it don't work on Iran. Cuba have withstand it for 60 years or more. So why are we following America over the cliff when we know say America day is done? When America is an open pool of pedophile and incest and mess. Look at what Jamaica allege itself to. And then Jamaica people is now ruled by a pedophile, and Jamaica don't have no issue with it. Jamaica don't have no issue with Donald Trump giving all away come out of the Epstein file, giving the mess of America. Because America, if it is that Jeffrey Epstein clans from Bill Clinton to Donald Trump and a fleet of bank and company executive, all white men, don't go to prison, then should release R. Kelly, release P. Diddy, release everybody else, and make the whole of them continue with the same fuck record, the whole of them the same thing. But it cannot be that a black man alone got prison for these things. When look upon the big ring of powerful white men. That's why we know the whole blood clot world licky. We know the whole world licky because it's powerful white men. Everybody are turn here, so everybody are look. They said nobody now look straight in front of them anymore. Nobody now want to see what is unfolding. Nobody now want to talk about it. Nobody now want to talk about it. Everybody in a silence. I wonder why. Wholeness is not only a traitor to Cuba. It's generally what the labor rights do. But this treacherous behavior of Andrew Holness is to the people of Jamaica. Because the decision where Andrew take will benefit Marco Rubio and Donald Trump tantrum, don't benefit you, the people of Jamaica. Health-wise, agriculture, economically, or any of the what you're talking about. It don't benefit you. It only put we in a worse position. But the country is silenced about it. The opposition is silenced. PNP don't have a voice. PNP don't have opinion. Is the PNP still in Jamaica? Does anyone knows? Can someone tell me if the PNP is still in Jamaica? I would like to know. Because with all of the breakaway and broke down we are going in our country, and Mr. Mark Golden, I put up music people and them something up on his page. Why Mark Golden not step aside and go do music and leave we alone? Mark Golden, why you not step aside and go do music and leave we in peace? Right now, Dr. Daz would do better because Damien muted. Dr. Campbell muted. And one vice left over there. And a Dr. Daz. Is the PNP still in Jamaica? When you read the article when we write about them as well, because the death of social democracy, telling all the while, from the end of Portia, the end of Portia was the end of social democracy in Jamaica. When they remove Portia, and this so it done, PNP and Labour done the same thing now. Them never far from one another from the start. They never far from one another from the start. But if you understand politics, the two of them done the same thing. It is the reason why PNP don't say nothing to oppose. It's the reason why PNP don't say nothing to call out. It's the reason why PNP don't say nothing to ball out over. Because PNP and Labour done the same thing in our country. PNP and Labour done the same thing in our country. Tell them to jump off a cliff, Marlene Williams, because them are going to search forever. Tell them to jump off of the cliff. That's the best thing we're going to do right now. A doctor does one. A doctor does one left in the PNP. Whatever happened to the rest of them, whoever buy out the rest of the PNP them were fool with getting a parliament. And from them getting a parliament, we don't know what they end. Nobody have no voice. We get 700 Starlink. We get 700 Starlink as donation. Darrell Valls thief 200 out of it. Make up procurement paper and can't show a receipt. All we hear from Philip Powell, we want accountability and transparency. PNP not investigate anything, you know. A public money can't keep spending in a secret, so. Public money can't keep spending in a secret, so. There's no pressure. There is absolutely no pressure that the People's National Party is applying to this government. With all of this scandal, we just a lick with left, right, and from January coming, we can't turn up. Because there is no agency or department in government in our country where the Auditor General go and one come up clean. No, not one. The whole of them. Education Ministry, I must say how much missing over there now too. Everywhere. Every God Almighty where you turn, money missing. And you know hear the PNP a highlight nothing like how we would have out here every day. A highlight the regularity of the stealing of public money. The PNP heard and seen nothing. The PNP then put a lot of it to shame. Because we ain't think to say we was going to get a more robust opposition even if they no win, given that they see 124 million. 124 million missing over education department. Every ton money missing. But the PNP them just take it as a nod, as a touch on the cheek. We not get no opposition from the PNP them. The 28 is no better than the 14. What the PNP them is signaling to us that they're not they're not capable of government either. If them did win, they wouldn't capable. Because if we stay so in the opposition, when so much things are let off in the country, every turn you turn there's a bullet fire off. And when you look at my golden page, nothing. When you go across all these PNP people page, who say them a shadow cabinet this and them a shadow cap. One a shadow Duppy. Now make me cuss on move. Duppy. We don't shadow on a Duppy. These people are useless. PNP on a useless and a spineless. And we on show here, don't give people any promise to vote for no as a government. Because we need a fractured and silenced opposition. And fractured and silenced opposition cannot form good governance. We not care we go. We are marching on to progress. Time comes to sound the alarm. The alarm for silenceness. The alarm for silenceness and the alarm for join the uni party where you take PNP into Mark Golden. Because this is a uni party. Mark Golden are leading. Because there's no rebellion. There's no rebellion or no voice in the PNP. There's no social democracy in the PNP anymore. So the PNP, if you come out and come back, we know say them are capitalists or something else. But we know that the social democracy spirit don't involve in the PNP anymore. Because so much and the PNP not even asks Andrew Holness questions, whether be in public or over the dispatch box about these US involvement. What that is saying, PNP, UNO would have done the same thing if UNO did in a power. UNO never take a hard line with Donald Trump. UNO then capitulate and bow to Donald Trump. That's why I not trust none of UNO. That's why you know a uni party, egg and chicken. Anyone come first, you name the two of them. But PNP is useless, Jamaica. We waste our time campaigning for them for 3 years. We waste our time campaigning for them for 3 years to increase their majority in parliament. And their majority in parliament don't benefit we. Their majority in parliament has not benefited us. It benefit their silence. It benefit the upcoming contracts where the all of them are wait pan. Because we get 700 Starlink and Darrell Vaz thief 200 out of it, make up paper ferry, and everybody silence over it. US give order and Jamaica carry out them oil embargo and them sanction pan Cuba. And PNP silent, not even to say them agree with it or not. They are in utter silence. Uno silent mean to say uno agree with Andrew Holness or uno don't do the same thing. But let me tell you, people of Jamaica, this will come back one day to hurt us. This decision will come back one day to haunt the people of Jamaica. Look at the history of the United States. The United States don't have allies. The only way is because Trump can wheel Andrew on him finger, you know. Britain, which is America's mother, they are a problem at the moment. France, which gave them Statue of Liberty. Canada, which has always been a part of them, though the many struggles them have. All of these people are looking further afield. All of these people are looking further afield because everybody says it's over for the US and you want to stuck yourself to a dying lion. That means you're a maggot Jamaica. Jamaica, you're a worm or a jankrow, you be. But it's going to haunt Jamaica people. It is. It's going to come back to bite us. Because your US is not an ally for anybody. When US ready, US cut and run. And this idiot is only there for 3 more years. So when this idiot mash up everything, you think to say US visa and US remittance can build back Jamaica? Look how long we have relationship with the West, and them never sought to help with the technology like China for build the type of highway them do they not free. Because our leaders them never cut with a fair deal. But the US is not interested in Jamaica being developed. The US is not interested in Jamaica being developed. All them want Jamaica for is a place where they can come abuse children, have sex, enjoy themselves, and live up the life and enjoy the beauty and the naturality of our country. That's all. And the profit where they can make off of Jamaica. IMF loan, where we country with Andrew, with Donald Trump all the way down and force power where there is a profit making thing for America. I saw America make them money off a poor country through interest. Something we never necessarily need. But because America want to hold Jamaica in its tentacles, you don't hear Andrew Holness have the vice anymore. Andrew Holness is muted because he cannot answer our questions. But the fact is, no matter where Andrew Holness dodge, nothing nah hide. It's all gonna come out bit by bit. We know Andrew Holness don't want what happened to President Maduro to happen to him. But we cannot continue to say we're an independent country when we don't have a voice, when we don't have autonomy, when we don't have sovereignty, when we must do and have to do what America says. So why the independent fucker every minute? What about it? Jamaica people should rebel about the waste of money. Celebrate. Why we don't celebrate America Day? Why we don't celebrate America Day? What independence are we wasting money celebrating when we can't even get a question answer from our leaders? We are in a mess, Jamaica. This geopolitical tug-of-war only has just begun. This geopolitical tug-of-war has only just begun. And let me tell you something, Jamaicans. You're not going to come out on the better side. You are not going to come out on the better side. Europe and America is falling. I mean, we Keir Starmer resigned this evening, so we why Keir Starmer wait pan. It's the end of the road, you know. Don't know where my wait pan. But Jamaica people, if we sit down and let this family continue to take us where they want us, trust me, Jamaica, we are going to be sorry. We are going to regret how we never do something when we could have. We are going to regret it. Mark me, I tell you now. This is not when America was America. This is not when you look on the bottom or the side of things and it's a made in America. Them days are over. America itself right now depends its knee to Donald Trump, to China, because since China cut off all of the those natural earth resources where China one can refine them, all you know hear Donald Trump a go on, Donald Trump a beg America in the back door. Why not you say China and Britain, France and Canada, why they're all heading to China? And Jamaica stuck up in an America pedophile batty hole. That's where Jamaica stuck up in an America pedophile batty hole. But me tell you, Jamaica, something a come. Something a come, Jamaica. Because you see where Andrew Holness a lead with? Uno may think say, because uno really thinks that following America, especially in the state America, is a good thing. Uno ever see no country, no post-colonial country where aligned to America and the West have ever achieved any form of development or any form of growth? Isn't it the same stagnant going to the IMF whenever time you pay off the loan, or every time the IMF say you soon start pay out the loan, then do something and crash and you have to come back to them again? We have been in that cycle since the so-called independence. We have been in that one cycle. There's no improvement. We highway, the infrastructure highway never improve until the Chinese them come. The American them did, and the British them did have with pandelical winding roads going round Perchy Hill and all sort with the traffic and everything. They never have no interest of assisting Jamaica's development. The Chinese have, even though our leaders never cut a good deal for we, both Labour and PNP. But we saw a different level of development with them than we have with the Americans and the British for hundreds of years. But because we surrender our country to a family can just make the decision upon their own without consulting any way, without thinking about any way. The same way when the pedophile rapist president Bill Clinton, when they carry him come for involved in the Melissa thing, and me talk about the whole of them jump down. See the whole disgrace out there now, and no Labour right can't come on my page, come comment. Because the disgrace is out for them seat. Them can't cuss me again. Them can't come on my page, come cuss me dead mama again. You understand? This is the docile mindset that we exist in. That's why I'm going to continue to keep putting out articles on my Facebook. So who want to read, will read. But Jamaica people no can't reside in the dunceness. So that Andrew Holness glory. The dunceness and the political, tribal and the religious bullshit we are focused on, and now focused on how everything will fall apart around we. And we think that these shell them where Andrew put up, say a property development, these high block, we're going to fall down upon one day. Because, and you see the state of property in Jamaica, these new development. They use fool, say development, and now where say a putty and toner and cartridge paper, then put up together. The brand new thing, they mash up in a Melissa, some just a fall apart. So, I talk about what Melissa affect over dodgy building materials. Because nobody questioned this government. Nobody questioned this government. God bless we on social media. We keep haranguing and harassing this government. God bless we on social media. we keep democracy alive. Because PNP gotta go show no a sign. PNP, if you fool the people of Jamaica. The lie them want to tell the people of Jamaica in the election to get them vote PNP. I want to get them vote. I want to not oppose on behalf of the people. Them gotta go punish you. Look how much stealing are going. Look how much stealing are going in all sort of ministry. And we don't see no shadow cabinet people come out other than Dr. Dawes. We do a brilliant job. On shadow people, on silence. Silence. If it was for the opposition calling out issues in Jamaica, the people of Jamaica would know. Because mainstream media not write about them. Politicians not talk about them. So how we would know? We don't see why them hate we in a social media. Because we're not going to let this story die. The 521 million were tough than thief. The almost $1 billion were fly green thief. The 124 million were Dana thief. The 200 Skylink were Darrell Vast thief. We not stop talk. We insurance money, we want to give JPS for money laundering. We not stop talk. This is the death by 1,000 cut. We're not afraid of. It Mulvine a problem with. We're going to continue to talk. Because if all of we fall silent, might as well we dig we grave and lay down till time come. Anyway, and so when you mind people business, you don't have to do it too long because you will become Jack a dull boy. Them say, when you mind people business, you don't have to do it too long. Causing to say, you will turn Jack a dull boy, and me no want turn dull like the PNP them, you see. They want to stay sharp. Me no want turn dull and rusty and seized up like the PNP. Nobody have no WD-40. I know Pepsi can soak the PNP them in and make the rust fall off of them. Yeah, look about my business, you know. Thank you all for being here this Saturday morning. I won't come back tonight. I'll come back tomorrow morning. I'll come back tomorrow morning. No, sir. But thank you all for being here. Remember me, say, follow my Facebook page so you can read those articles and keep up with the geopolitical brouhaha where we're in it, because these are serious time. Yeah? You don't want to be left in the dark. You don't need things to be popping off around you. And you don't understand or know what is going on. So, look how Brownberg come out and talk about how them now subscribe to your first. Oh, don't mind Angela Brownberg. Angela Brownberg a hypocrite, you know. See how she hug up Juliet and talk and shake and go on the day. Listen, the PNP them could move Juliet. I told you how they could. The government can refuse to support, the opposition rather, can refuse to support the government legislative agenda as long as Miss Holness is the speaker. Thereby, Andrew Holness would not be able to get any work done in Parliament, no legislation through, unless he removes Miss Holness. The PNP can do that. They refuse to do that. Ask them why. Phone your MP and say, Global TV say, you face it, but you give a lot of knowledge out here. How fierce to come in at this? Phone your MP and your councillor and ask them. On a need for harass on MPs and on councillors. On a vote for them and just load them up so for just free reign over the place. Nobody not ask them question greatness morning. Nobody not ask them no question. Nobody not see clarity from them. Nobody not put them to work. Now, you can't continue so. You cannot continue like that. And then you would turn around and blame the politician that them now do not know. What are you asking them to do? What are you putting pressure on them to do? And then you come out and complain so they not do nothing. I go about my business, yeah. Thank you all for being here this morning. Lovely to have your support. And we stand with Cuba. And we call on South Africa, Namibia, Botswana, Ghana, North Korea, China, Iran, Russia, to stand up by Cuba and make sure this embargo the US is enforcing on Cuba, that Cuba does not fall. Because anytime they want Jamaica to turn in a ramping shop and just go pass way over for them abuse we pick them. You understand? Anyway, see you all tomorrow morning. Thank you very much. Good morning, good afternoon, and have yourself an amazing weekend. If you cannot be good, be careful, but don't take nothing where politicians say for gospel. Oops. Hang on, not that. Wrong button.
Too long in our little ghetto. Run, keep going on, let's process. For children of Israel do really love rights. So just as I and I as a watching man around Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace. What wrong is going on? Day or night, we gotta bust down Babylon walls. Prepare the way. Prepare the way for your people. Let's go. Fight down war and crime. Fight down war and crime. Say Rastafari. War and crime. And do that righteousness. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. Jah Rastafari. And we love Jah. Jah Rastafari. Save all people. And we love Jah. We love Jah. Jah Rastafari. We love Jah. Jah Rastafari. Preserve all people. Put time away again. Listen, yeah. So just as I and I as a watching man around Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I and I should never hold thy peace while we penalize day or night. We gonna bust down Babylon gates. Prepare the way. Prepare the way for Jah Rastafari. Fight down war and crime. Fight down war and crime. Rastafari, war and crime. And build up righteousness. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. Jah Rastafari. Preserve all. And we love Jah. Jah Rastafari. Me love Jah. Jah Rastafari. Me love Jah. Jah Rastafari. Preserve all. Me love Jah. Jah Rastafari. Jah Rastafari. Jah Rastafari. Yeah, the next song is going to be the last song for tonight. And then DJ Twink.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.